Wow. Hi, Zebedi.
Hello, Mama Precious.
Yes.
Yeah, we are here.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad.
We are locked together with the whole family.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Hi, Panasonic. Hello. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome as you try to log in. Welcome very much. And thank you for joining me. I'm really, really sorry for the time factor. Time has really gone, you know. Technology issues, and hopefully we are going to have a good time. Hopefully we are going to learn together, and hopefully we are going to carry this thing on. Today being my first masterclass by my journey, but we've been doing several trainings here and there over the period of Corona, and I believe that you've been learning with us. Yeah, you've been learning with us. And so I just want to start with a little introduction about this program. This is my journey. It is a program that basically trains parents on how to talk to their children about sexuality, not only parents, but also any other child caregiver. And this program also in this program, we also have a segment called Teens of Virtue, where we do mentorship for young teens. And just want to share with you a few of my slides here and there, and hopefully we are going to be able to, you know, learn together. We are going to be able to understand what this program is all about. So this program, My Journey, I am the founder of this program here in Kenya. It's called, my name is Sarah Kibazo, and I'm a parent. I'm a mother of 3, and I have a teen boy whom I also co-parent somehow, and like I have adopted him. So he's actually a teen. He's 17 years old. So I have 4 kids. And so with that, I have gone through my own ups and downs, okay, ups and downs in raising my children when it comes to their sexuality, especially when I was taken with the task of raising the teenage boy. And it wasn't an easy task, but he has helped me to learn various things over time. And so I'm a sex educator, sexuality educator, and I basically deal with parents when it comes to sexual education. And I am also a life coach where I train young people, and I also train young adults on how to find their purpose, to find their goals, to find their values, to find their place in life. And so my journey actually began like 3 years ago. This program, it began like 3 years ago, and it began out of a need, a necessity. And this need was actually the fact that I needed also know, or rather to understand, how I can be able to raise my own kids when it comes to their sexuality. Okay, it came in to fill in a gap. There's a time my daughter came back from school, I think my firstborn daughter, and when she came from school, she told me about a song that she had learned in school that day, and that was about the body part song. Okay, so she was saying that this is my private part, that song. Okay, so I was like, oh, okay, so you've been taught this song in school. So I was like, is it not early for them to learn about their private part? Because by that time she was in, I think, baby class or something. She was in kindergarten. So I thought, it's not early. Then I'm thinking, well, this is the age group where a lot of defilement is taking place. A lot of these young children are being taken advantage of by adults who, you know, take advantage of their naivety, take advantage of their innocence, and, you know, mishandle them sexually, abuse them sexually. So I thought, well, it's a good song. It's a good education to be taught in school. Then I thought, then where is my part as a parent? Because you see, when teachers give assignments to the children, basically what they give them as an assignment is what they have been taught the whole day in class. So I thought, she has, and then when I come in to help the kid do the assignment, all I'm trying to do is to put, as in to make him or her remember what they have been taught in school. So I thought, if the teachers have taught them about private parts, their private part, what is my role as a parent? How do I even start talking to this kid about the private part? So because even when she was singing that song, I was feeling very uncomfortable. I was feeling very uncomfortable. You know, your child starting to touch their private part and telling you nobody should touch them, nobody. And I'm like, who on earth will just teach you this kind of a song right now at this age? And actually it hit me. I was like, I need to play a role. I need to play a role. How do I come? How do I go about it? So with that, I started doing a research on how I talk to my child regarding their sexuality, so that it's not only what they are taught in school, because you know in school they're taught about the stranger danger, which is not actually the real thing. We realize that our children are also being taken advantage of by maybe parents, I mean, even own relatives. So I thought there is a part that me as a parent, I need to play. So what happened is in my research is when I met Amy. And when I met Amy, she has a training school where she trains parents on how to talk to their children about their sexuality. And so she embraced me, and she was able, I was able to learn in her school and go through the classes. And when it dawned on me that there is a gap that we need to fill in as parents, especially in our society, because our society is that which do not embrace sexual talk, especially with children. Nobody talked to us about it. So how do I even, transform this kind of talk to my kid? So I developed a burden, we really need to talk to our children as parents back at home from a young age. The way they're starting at baby class, we also need to carry it on at school, because all I realize is that you see, our system of education is so theoretical, and we all know that. So what children learn in school, most of the time they learn it for exam purposes. Okay, so this is my private part song is going to be part of their learning process in school. It will be a lot of theory. It will be a lot of theory. But if I try to bring that theory back home and make it more practical, like I continue talking to her about it, showing her the example of those people or those situations that can bring, this kind of danger to him or her, then I am able to instill, a pattern in their mind whereby they're even aware. It's not just about singing, but it is something that actually, they have to embrace. They have to embrace, protect themselves, and, to be aware that actually their private part should not be touched in real sense. Do you understand me? In real sense. So when I'm bathing my daughter in the bathroom, and I remind her of that song, I remind her of the songs that these are your private parts, and these private parts, nobody should touch them. So even when I'm bathing her, I try to tell her, you know what? Those are your private parts, so wash them by yourself. Okay. So when it comes to that point, then it develops in the child's mind that it's not just a song, but this is a practical thing. I don't know if we're getting one another up to there. So that is what actually made me start this program, to fill in this gap. Yeah, and I read a quote somewhere of Nelson Mandela, and he said that an informed child is actually an empowered child, because a child who knows their rights, a child who knows actually these are my private part, anybody tries to touch them, then they can be able to tell them that you are doing something wrong to me, or they're able to even come back to you and tell you, so and so did this to me, because you have already connected with them. You have already tried to build a bond with them in terms of their sexuality. So that actually is what made me to begin this program. Another thing about this program is that this child is, is able to detect when they are being sexually abused. I think that is what I've said in the first instance. So today, Fast and Furious, we are going, our class basically is about building strong bonds with our teenagers. And in this program, we normally say that we should start these talks early with our children, not when they get to teenage. But since maybe most of us have teenage children and we have already gone to that level, and when they get into teen, definitely they're not the same as when they were not teen. They are starting to discover themselves. Their character is starting to come out. They're starting to develop some other characters, and you're like, wait a minute, is this the same child or this is somebody else? So when we develop, when we try to build this strong bond with our children when they are teenagers, we are able to communicate with them in a way that is appropriate, okay, in a way that is appropriate. So our class today is about building strong bonds with our teens. So I want to just maybe take us through the whole thing, like what are we talking about here? Why strong bonds? Why should we build strong bonds with our children? Okay. And so here are some of the benefits that I came about with. There are so many, but I just want us to touch on these 6 benefits. When we build a strong bond with our children, what happens? Strong bonds actually build trust and openness. When you have a strong bond with your child, and trust is one of the core, it's the core of any relationship. If you're married or you are getting into any relationship, if there is no trust, then there is no way you're going to have a mutual relationship. You have to be able to trust one another. And the same thing with your children. You want to have a strong bond with them so that they can trust you, they can be open to you, they can be able to tell you what is going on in their life here and there. So another thing that strong bonds bring is understanding. You are able to get to their level, getting to understand what are they going through, what is happening in their lives. When you have a strong bond with your child, there is one thing that comes out. There is understanding between the two of you. They're able to understand, when you are down, when you are low, when maybe you cannot do the things they expect you to do for them. And you're also able to understand what they're going through, okay, as a parent, and you're able to come to their level. Another thing that it builds is values, okay? So for you as a parent, you're able to, demonstrate your personal values to your child. When you demonstrate your personal values to your child, that means that they're able to emulate them. And when they're able to emulate them, then they're able to copy that which you want them to copy, because you have a strong bond. If you are always at loggerheads, there is a high possibility that they will always pick the negative aspect of you. But if you are, and you're able to have a strong bond with them, then they're able to pick the strong values that you have. And another thing is character. Character is developed. I see with many teenagers especially, when you tell them, I have one in the house. So sometimes when you tell them, maybe like, wake up and make your bed, sometimes they feel like you're trying to be, you're trying to master them. You're trying to be, make them do chores, and they don't like doing chores all the time. So when you have a strong bond with them, they are able to look at this as a way of developing a character within them. They're able to embrace whatever you're telling them, like make your bed, like do dishes after you eat dinner, or like maybe remove dishes from the table, So when you tell them this, you are building for them, because you have a strong bond with them. You're not loggerheads with each other. They're going to get it as a positively, they're going to embrace it positively. Another aspect of when you have a strong bond with your children, it also, you're able to guide them. You're able to guide them. You're able to give them directions. You are able to agree, to disagree. That is part of a strong bond. Another thing that it develops is that you're able to develop a positive personality. You can be able to develop positive personality. Another thing that also comes up, you can be able to even talk positively, have positive talks with them, which is very, very critical. That is a very critical aspect of teenage life. You know, when you can be able to have positive talks, you can talk about sex, you can talk about relationships, you can talk about love with your child, you know, out of that strong bond that you have. But if you don't have that kind of a bond with your child, having positive talk is, you know, it totally cannot come out, because they feel like you're trying to get into their life. And so how do you go about this? How do you go about building strong bonds with your child? So my strategies, I'm just going to give you a few strategies that you can use as a parent. And one of the strategy is time. Time is, you know, and all my points I've actually put a symbol of time, because all of them need you to be there. You need to be there. You need to avail yourself, be able to make these strategies work out. So one of them is time. There is time in the essence of their age. You know, you need to start early, develop this bond. Starting early with your child, meaning that before they approach teen age, you have already developed a kind of a bond with them. And you know what we say normally in our sexuality talks, we say that when you start sexuality talks with your children at an early stage, it is very automatic that you're going to have a very strong bond with that kid. So time is of essence at the time that you begin. But also I'm going to tell you that if you maybe did not have that time with your kid when they're growing up, and now you are a teenage and you're feeling like, oh, now I am missing it, you know, I need to talk to my kids, you know, I need to have some time with them. You need to spend time with them. Spending time with them is very critical. When you're spending time with your child, it doesn't mean that you're taking them out to a mall or you're taking them out to go do something. You can just even sit around in the house, watch a movie together. You can maybe do some chores together. You can, you know, you can take a walk, and it does not necessarily have to be a money-oriented walk. You can just have a time to chat, you know, just to talk together. So sparing that time, being available, making yourself available for them, is a very critical aspect of maybe creating that bond with your kid. So I want to tell you this. Recently, I just heard of a story of a parent who, you know, dragged her daughter out of of a gathering. They were just having some time together with some young boys in the estate. So they were just chatting and having their time together just during the day. And this lady, the mother, thought that she is, she's engaging herself with the wrong caliber of people, or rather she's engaging themselves in a group of, you know, boys, as any other parent would think. But what really happened is that she literally dragged the girl out of that, you know, out of that meeting. And it was a very embarrassing situation for that girl. It was a very embarrassing situation for that girl. And that takes me to our point, which is actually on the screen. It's point number 3, but it's the point that I want to put as point number 2, whereby I am trying to tell you, for you to have a strong relationship with your kid, you need to be someone who is calm, okay? You need to be calm. And when I talk of calmness, is when you realize maybe this child is engaging themselves in something that is wrong, or you realize that this child or this teen is engaging themselves in a bad group, and probably you even find them, okay, in that bad group. You try to be calm. I know it's not our language, especially those of us who have been raised with African mother. It's not our language. You know, we were raised up tough. We were raised up by parents who, you know, they're hands-on. Yeah. So they just get you doing the wrong thing, they spank you there. But you see, the children we are raising today, I don't know where they have come from, but they cannot tolerate our harshness. They cannot. And we have seen several occasions. Even the other day, just yesterday, there was news of this girl, 15-year-old, who committed suicide because the mother, the mother, maybe they argued with the mother of you know, something she had done, and she went and threw herself on a waterfall, and she died like that because of the argument. And it's not only that, we have several stories. Just because you confronted your kid in a manner that they didn't like, they commit suicide or they run away from home, and it is happening. It is happening. So for us, when we were growing up, there was nowhere you are going. There was nowhere you are going. You are to take whatever is being told. I mean, you're being told, whether you like it or not, you will be told. So our children today, they need you to be calm. They need you to be calm. You being calm is an aspect of showing them that you can actually handle, you know, you can actually handle them. You can actually handle the situation. Call the child at home or wait for them to come back home and talk to them. Not talk, you know, don't throw words at them, but rather have a conversation. Talk to them. Let them point out this and this I saw happening, and you know, what do you think about it? Okay, how do you want us to deal with it in future? Because I don't think it's the right thing for you to do. Be calm and talk to them. And in the aspect of being calm and talking to them, make it short and make it fun. Most of us, we been raised by our African parents. You remember those lectures? They were just all throughout the night. You can be lectured the whole night. By the time you're going to bed, it's like you had it here and it came out through the other ear, you know, and because you just didn't want even to hear it. Everything that was being said, that was being said in a very wrong way and in a very, you know, it was just dramatic. But for today, you know, we are trying to change the strategies. You know, we are trying to change the narrative, because with the children we are raising today, are just in another level. So let us try to become, be short, make it a short thing. Tell them, this I saw and I didn't like it. How do you want us to deal with it again? And another thing also, try to make fun out of it. Try to make fun out of it. I don't know how you'll get fun when you're so arrogant, when you're so angry, but you can get fun. Try to get fun into it, yeah? Try to get try to create some fun out of the whole situation. It is never a dying situation. It is never a dying situation. So get some fun out of it. Well, let me take a sip of water before I go to my next point, maybe. Yeah. Well, and breathe in and breathe out and relax. Then we're just having, you know, we're just learning how to create bonds with our children, especially when they get to their teenage life. And it has been a worrying trend. It has been a very worrying trend nowadays, especially in our country, where teenagers are committing suicide. You know, it is just a worrying trend already. It's a worrying trend. So another thing you need to do is be consistent. Be consistent. Thank you very much, Asamani. Welcome. And be consistent and be progressive. Okay. As you begin a topic with your child, when you begin a topic with your child, make sure that don't bring all the topics together. Like you're speaking about today sex, and then you want to speak about abortion, and again you want to speak about masturbation. No, don't bring them all together. Be consistent and be progressive. And you can begin at a low point as you climb. Don't start high there, going, you know, going down. No, come from where they know, where maybe they are supposed to know. Okay. Yeah, so be consistent and also be progressive. Another aspect, when you, this is how you build these strong bonds with your kids. Another aspect is also give them facts and give them values. You know, children, people will only trust you. Anybody can only trust you if you are a factual person. Okay, if you are a person who give them facts. If you don't fake yourself. You don't fake issues. You don't fake situations. The same as your kids. They are human beings. So if you give them facts about something, they will trust you. This bond will build. If you give them values that you value, as much as this is a fact, you know, homosexuality is where this and this is a fact. Then what is your value? What has your value? For me, this is how I take it. So when you talking to your kids and you give them facts, they will trust you. But if you keep lying to them, or you fake things, or you sugarcoat things, believe me, they will look for the right people to tell them the truth. And you know the right people or the right places. Media can never miss anything out of Google. They will get it. So what will Google do to them? It will give them facts, but it will not give them values. So whatever Google will give them, you have no control over it. So give them facts and give them values. And another thing is assure them of their security. Assure them that your secrets are secure with them. I know of, especially we mothers who like sharing things about our children to other people. It happens, yeah. So when you share something your kid has told you to somebody else, and in one way or another, somebody tells their child, son or daughter, who is a friend to your kid, and then this thing spills out, maybe a group of teenagers, or that kid will never trust you again. So it is important for you to assure them that their secrets are safe with you. That is building a strong bond. And any relationship you want to be in, if you cannot keep a secret, you cannot keep your word, if you cannot be able to protect the other person, then you cannot have a good relationship. A good relationship is whereby you can be able to be trusted. You can be able to keep secrets. You can be able to protect the other person. So even your kids, they need that. So I have a saying down there by Dr. John Hiben. Actually, Dr. John was a former president of Preston University, and he gave this quote and said that it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. So sometimes it really needs you to be self-control. When you want to build a good relationship with your kid, you need to be a self-controlled person. You need to be a person of higher understanding. Don't look at them. You need to in my training, we were taught that it is important for you to, and whenever you want to talk to your child, for you to picture yourself in their place. Picture yourself in their place. Okay, if it were you, what would you have done? If it were you, how could it have been with you? Okay, how would you want it you be approached? So you need to understand them, bring yourself to their level, and be ready to forgive. If they say, I'm sorry, forgive them, okay? If they say that, I didn't know what I was doing and all that, even if they don't ask for that forgiveness, forgive them. Be ready to forgive. It's your kid anyway at the end of the day. He or she is your child, so forgive them. So have self-control, understand them, forgive them, and it only comes out of a strong character person. Well. So that's the strategies that we have for today. And so this was a masterclass. And there's some reasons, and if it's a masterclass, sometimes I need, not even sometimes, but I need to give you the reasons why I am actually taking you through all this. Because at this point in time as parents, most of us, we don't talk. The truth is we don't talk. And sometimes we don't talk because, number one, of religion. Sometimes, our religion, maybe you come from I don't know which kind of religion would hinder you not to talk to your child about their sexuality, but our religion don't talk about issues to do with sex openly. It is a private thing. It is things to be spoken about in the bedroom. People who are married, that is their thing. So religion can be a factor that can hinder you. Culture, our background, sometimes, not even sometimes, but our culture as Africans, there's no point. There is no point at a time when we sat down with our parents to talk about sexuality. No, there was no such kind of a point. And if it happened to you, it was a one-night talk, which was never repeated again, and you even don't wish it to be repeated because of the way it was spoken. So I know our culture is one thing that really hinders us. So that is something, it's not like washing dishes. Doing dishes, you saw your mom doing it, so you went, and maybe she even called you to come and do it with them. So it is something that you've grown up doing. But sitting you down to talk to you about sexuality, you never saw it. It never happened. So culture can be a hindrance. Our government policies, like here in Kenya, we have a policy that sexual education is taught in school when our children are maybe in grade 6 going up. So we find that the children who are in these lower classes are rarely, you know, they know very little to do with their sexuality, and yet they are the children in the age of abuse. They're the children who are being sodomized, they're the children who are being raped, they're the children who are being mishandled here and there. So, you know, our government policies, or sometimes you even assume that, oh, since the government said it is in grade 6, so you also let your kid, they will learn it in grade 6. So when they come to learn it in grade 6, things that they're taught there is for exam purposes. And I'm sure for me, most of the things I learned about sexuality, I learned them for exam purposes. I crammed them, okay? I crammed them for exam. I never knew they were supposed to be used in real life situation, okay? And that was, you know, it was just a big hell for me. It was a big hell for me. If you're watching my videos, maybe you'll come across maybe some of my personal experiences. And what I'm trying to say is that government policies can be a hindrance. Media and technology can be a hindrance. You know, our children are watching just too much sexualized things. Too much sexualized things. So you look at the things they are watching and you look at yourself and you're like, what doesn't he know? Or what doesn't she know? Don't even need talk. Okay. So sometimes media and technology becomes a hindrance. But as I've said, media and technology will offer them facts. Yeah, it will offer them what is happening in the world, but it will not give them values. It will not give them values. So another aspect is yourself. And this is the greatest aspect. You look at yourself and you judge yourself and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to offer them. What can I say? You know, what should I even tell them? And this, when you have already judged yourself, when you criticize yourself, okay, and as I've given you that quote, that criticism is futile. It will always put you on the defensive. You will always feel like there's nothing I can do. Let me take them to a mentorship class. Let me take them to a school where they can be taught this and that. Let me, you know, me, I cannot do this. I don't know how to do it. So the greatest limitation is actually yourself. You are the greatest limitation. Before I go on, I just want us to recap this. I want us to just do a recap of maybe a recap of the strategies which I've told you. You need time, you need to be consistent and progressive, you need to be short, fun and be calm, and you need to have facts and values, and you need to assure them of their security. So saying that, and I've already given you the strategies that actually limit us as parents not to talk to our children about their sexuality. So we as My Journey, we have a plan for you. Yeah, that is the reason why I'm here today. To give you a plan of how you can go over your limitation. And what is the plan? Because sometimes we want to create this bond, but then we just can't do it because of these limitations. And sometimes as parents want to give guidance, but then our life, when we look at ourselves and we are like, you know, I'm actually living in maybe in an abused marriage. Maybe I'm a single mom or a single dad, or maybe I already messed up my past. So what can I give my kid? What can I tell them? We have a plan for you. We have a very good plan for you. And this plan is actually in our online training program. We have an online training program that is coming up from on 18th of January. This program where we dab it the bees and the flowers. We dab it the bees and the flowers, meaning that you as the parent is the bee and your children are the flowers. So flowers need bees to pollinate. Okay, so if you don't pollinate the life of your child, they might self-pollinate themselves, or even, you know, cross-pollinate themselves. And when they do that, when they self-pollinate themselves, you know what they'll use? Definitely, they'll use the media. So you leave them at the mercies of the media, you leave them at the mercies of their peers, and definitely they'll get the wrong information. So your role as the bee is to make sure your child gets the right pollen grain to fertilize their lives. So I want to say this. So we are offering this online program, and this online program begins on 18th of January. And our main objective in this program is to be able to help you as a parents to raise responsible children who are able to make sober decisions regarding love, sex, and relationship. We are also aiming to help you bring strong relationship with your child, you know, the parent-child relationship. And we are also aiming to help you bring out strong values that you can pass down to your children and to other generations. So that is our main objective. Maybe you can take a cup of water like me, or you can breathe in and out as I take you through this program that is coming up soon. Good. So this program, The Bees and the Flowers, has will help you get this. I mean, you will develop this kind of what can I call them? They're not values, but they're kind of well, let's just look at them. Let us look at them. So when you come to our program, this is what you are going to get. So you're going to overcome every self-limitation that you have. You're going to overcome every self-limitation that you have. You overcome your past. You're going to find your balance point, and you're going to create, you know, that relationship with your child that you really want to create. Another thing is that we are going to help you clarify your values. And when you clarify your values, so that your children can be able to identify them, you can be able to pass them to them easily. So another thing is that we are going to also help you to find the appropriate language, like that is initiate conversation. We are going to help you find the appropriate language to talk to your children, as in you're going to be able to know what and when you're supposed to talk to your children about what. You know, for example, if it is about masturbation, you cannot talk to a 6-year-old kid about masturbation. And if you are going to talk to them about masturbation, then we are going to help you understand the language that you can be able to use on them. Another thing is that we are going to help you to develop strong values in your own children. You're going to help you to develop strong values in your children. I just need to move this grid a little bit so that I can be able to see my slides well. I think that is better. Yeah. So you can be able to develop strong values with your children. You're going to also help them develop their self-confidence. And we have said that an informed child is actually an empowered child. So when a child is empowered, they can be able to fight for themselves. And from various statistics that I have gone through, and even you can just get them online, it has been realized that children who know much about sexuality from a young age, they are able to defend themselves. They even make sober decisions. They are less prone to even abusers. They're less prone to abusers. And another thing that you are going to also have in that class is you can meet and share. Yeah, we are not only going to have online classes, but we're also going to have, if COVID gives us time and allows us, we are going to have one-on-one classes where we can meet and share and connect and learn about other people's experiences, what they're going through, how they have overcome when it comes to raising their children, when it comes to their sexuality. So this program has 3 modules, okay? This program has 3 modules, and the 3 modules are timeless. You can take them for the longest time possible. You don't have a period of time. But if we are to have a one-on-one class, then it is a 3-day class, just a 3 days class, depending on how the people in the class have time, okay? Otherwise, it is a timeless module. It is a module that you will need for the entire part of your life. So you can always come back to it and learn and learn and learn and relearn. And you can, another benefit you also get, you can become a TOT. You can become a trainer also. You can be able to teach other people, maybe in your church, in your community, in your area. You can be a trainer after you go through the program. And that is a plus for you. So in this module, module 1, we help you clarify your values and overcome your limitation. In module 2, we are going to talk about sexuality talks with boys and sexuality talks with girls. And in module 3, we are going to help you initiate age-appropriate talks on various topics. Talk about abortion, talk about contraceptives, talk about those hard topics that you would like that are important for your child to know, especially at a teenage age, how they go about. Sawa. Yes. So that is about the course, and I believe that you're getting something out of it, and you are, you're able to understand what we are coming to do to your life, or rather to your children's life through you, and you're also able to understand what My Journey is all about. So we have a training program. It's beginning on 18th. You mark the date on 18th, and people are actually still registering even up to this moment. And I don't want you to be left behind. I don't want you to be left behind. So in this program, we are going to have a fee. Yes, I need to travel. I need to come to where you are if it is a meeting. I need internet if it is necessary. And this program, we are going to charge 5,000 per person. This is the most cheapest online program you can ever come across. The cheapest you can ever come across. So we are charging you 5,000 per person for the whole module. And what you're going to get is actually even a link to the series. You're going to have the link with yourself. With you all through. You're going to have the link with you. All through, you can come back and relearn and learn and teach others and teach yourself. And so 5,000 is very little. I know you are also feeling me, it's very little, but we're offering you that. Why am I giving you this subsidized price? I'm giving you this subsidized price because I believe, especially in our society today, let's come back to our Kenyan society today. The highest rate of pregnancy, teen pregnancy, is taking place in our slums and in our rural areas. The highest levels of teen, is it marriage or eloping? I don't know what is that they are doing, but it is happening in our slums, in our urban areas, in our urban slums, in our rural areas. It is the highest level of, abuse is taking place in our, in those marginalized areas. So I'm giving you this subsidized price so that it can reach as many people as possible in those areas. It can reach as many people as possible in those areas. And if you're able to maybe to sponsor, a group of people in such kind of an area, this is your moment. This is your time. It is the cheapest you can afford right now. It is the cheapest you can afford. And of course, because of COVID, there's so much, we are going through a lot of financial issues, but here we are. We have to continue helping our children to grow in a sober direction, because if we help them today, we are helping a generation tomorrow. Yeah. And there's a special fee for a group of 5 and above. If you're 5 people and above and you want to join a class together, there is a special fee for you. So probably you might go, I don't know, higher or cheaper, but there's a special price for you. So you can contact me and we can take this together. We can have this together. So that's it from My Journey for today. That's our masterclass. I would really love to hear from you. What's your take today? What's your takeaway today before we cross the year? What have you gained from this masterclass today? I believe that, you, wherever you are having a good time with yourself. I hope so, as we wait the new year. But give me your take. What's your takeaway? What's your takeaway today? Yes, so that's all from me. But I want to hear from you before we close this program. I know today we have spent much good time, but yeah, God is on our side. God is on our side. So let me hear from you. Please unmute. Tell us something. What's your takeaway today? I'm glad you're still there all that time. Go on.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Welcome. Who
Caroline.
is that? Oh, Caroline. Thank you very much for joining.
From Kisumu.
Wow. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is my first time. I've been trying to join, but today I purpose that I must join.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate.
Uh-huh.
And I just encourage you to continue with the good work, daughter. We are happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll try to do the much we can to enable us join the class.
Thank you. So what's your takeaway today from the training?
My takeaway is that there is a lot that we need to do to enable us help these young kids grow in a way that glorifies God and help them become better citizens in the next generation.
Amen. Thank you very much. That's amazing.
Amen. Amen.
God bless you so much for joining.
You want to say hi to somebody?
Oh, sure.
Oh, Vanessa. You want to say hi to Sarah?
We shall talk with Vanessa. We shall talk.
Sawa. We are a team.
Thank
we
you.
are the special class you are talking about.
Wow. I will come to Kisumu soon. I'm coming to Kisumu soon.
It's okay, Mama. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night.
You too. Good night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, so what's your takeaway? Just unmute.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I joined the class quite late, but I picked up a few things. And the things that actually influence our children, and the one I picked up was the media, which is very scary because we are not able to control it. It's everywhere. It's on the news, on the TV, it's on their phones, it's on the laptop. So if we don't step up our game and put in them what we've learned as values, like you said, you'll pick them up anywhere. And for me, my greatest fear is the media, because you can't shut them out of the media. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Neighbors are, it's on the TV, it's on their laptop. So that's one of the things I'm going to look into very well. Society, the media, the government, all these things that you've talked about. I learned a lot from that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Zebedi, what's your takeaway? Please come on. See. Oh, wow. This is on.
Yeah, Sarah, we are really blessed. Some people want to say hi here.
Oh.
Say hi. Yeah, hi. We are listening together with the...
Wow. That's amazing. Adasa. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah,
we are really blessed. Yeah, we are really blessed by the by the talk today.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are really looking forward to get the rest of the teachings. I believe even the one that you're trying to encourage us, we'll try as much as possible to get on board, but you are really been blessed.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So what's your takeaway today?
I believe as parents, we have a challenge. You've given us a lot of challenges. Today it was about, building that bond. So yeah. I know it is usually a challenge when it comes to It's a challenge. When it comes to values, sometimes we are not very real. We are a little bit plastic, but from what you're giving today, I think each and every one of us is learning that we just have to be real to our children, try as much as possible to make ourselves the people who are going to be exemplary to them. So I believe from other lessons, we are really going to grow from your program. And thanks a lot for the work that you're doing.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I don't know if there's somebody else who wants to maybe give a comment or give any question, ask questions. Yeah. So with no much time, I mean, we've spent enough time today. I just want to say that I'm really humbled by your presence, and thank you very much for joining me each and every time I call upon, make this clarion call, it is a call that I think should be heard on top of the rooftop, especially right now. Yeah, as we have heard, as the government has said, that there are so many kids who are not going back to school on 4th. There's so many kids who are not going back to school. Either they're not going back to school because of pregnancy, they've eloped with one another, and the guy has known how to get some money from some, from some construction, and they've decided no more schooling. And you know what that means to us, what it means to the future of this nation. So we really need to take up as parents and, do something for this nation, do something for the future of our children. I'm going to leave you with that. I want to wish you a very, very happy and prosperous new year. Yeah, tomorrow being our last day of the year, I know that it's going to, we are going to cross over, as the president said, we are going to cross over kimoyo moyo, So crossover, keep safe, keep social distance, sanitize, wash your hands. A friend of mine was asking today, when are we going to start showering? Now that we've been washing our hands, yeah. So if possible, shower as much as you can and just wash away the 2020 so that we begin a new year in another higher gear. Thank you very much for joining me. God bless you. You're free to leave the meeting and have a good night. Bye-bye.